Hey guys, I thought I would jump on here and do another vlog for you guys. It's been about a week since I did my week 10 vlog. I actually did it a little bit early. I think I did that on a Thursday night. It's Sunday night, well technically early Monday morning, March 29th, and today is Monday. So it's 11 weeks after my VSG vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery. And I'm just going to kind of update you guys on some new findings, what's been going on, progress, and finally I guess habit changes that have been forced, and that's exactly what I needed. And I'll explain that. I'll explain that right now. Okay, so before, and I've mentioned this in multiple vlogs. Okay, before I would eat one meal a day, and I would just binge that one meal because I would fast for breakfast and lunch. Wasn't even on my radar. Was I hungry? Yes. And oftentimes I thought of food during those times. But I knew as soon as I left work, or I got to a certain point where it was dinner time, the main meal for me, it was game on. And it was really bad stuff. So mostly breads, pastas. I mean, there was a lot of protein in there too, but the carbs were really heavy. A lot of soda. I love soda. And that was also a major contributing factor because I was having 4, 5, 6 sodas per day. I mean, I was living on soda. That was my primary water source, was a can of pop. So soda was a big deal. And then after the surgery, of course, I can't have soda. And there's a kind of a story to that in just a second I'll get to. But I can't have soda, so that takes out all those liquid calories. And then I can't binge for one meal. All I can eat is, well, as much as it takes to fill the sleeve, which for me is right around maybe 6 or 7 bites of whatever I'm eating, and then it's like, ooh, I'm done. I have been eating a lot of wings recently. I can usually eat 4 or 5 wings, and then after my 5th one, I'm like, ooh, okay, overdone it. So I've kind of dialed that back to 4 wings, and that's really not a lot of meat. If you've ever had wings, buffalo wings, what have you, you know that they're not very meaty. But even then, I mean, it still fills you up fairly rapidly. So that my biggest problem has been resolved. Now, does that mean I'm getting complacent? No. Can't get complacent. You got to still be mindful. You got to be mindful of what you're putting in your body. What you're eating, drinking, also your exercise. For me, I have been getting my walking in, but it's not where I want it to be. I'm still not getting enough exercise, I don't think. But let's review. I'm only eating maybe 2 meals per day, and my doctor will kill me if he hears me say that because I'm supposed to be eating like a little snack every 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours. I'm not, because I simply don't have the time, nor the patience to do that. So 2 meals per day, 250 calories each meal, generally speaking. So I'm only getting 500 calories per day, and that kind of gives me like this thought, like I'm still back in the liquid diet phase in my mind. So I'm not really consuming any additional calories. That will have to be rectified. I've got to be a little more cognizant, and well, believe it or not, I do need to eat a little more in order to keep my stamina up, and that has been my biggest downfall thus far, is my stamina being weak, not being able to go very far. Before I had the surgery, I could go to Zoo Miami, walk around, only need 1 or 2 breaks. And if you've ever been to Zoo Miami, it's a huge zoo. You could easily walk 6 to 10 miles there in a day to see everything. the last time I went, and I think I mentioned this in another vlog, I just pooped out after the first mile and a half. I was just tired. I couldn't go. I had to take frequent breaks. Like every exhibit we went to, I had to sit down because I was just so exhausted. And part of that is the fact that my calorie reduction is there. So it was good because I imagine with that much walking, I burned a lot of calories. But then again, I mean, I was really in some pain toward the end of that trip. I just couldn't get to the car quick enough because I was just pooped out. It was just really bad. So my diet's still very heavy protein, but again, I am, from the last vlog, I am adding more fiber to my diet. That has helped with all the digestive issues. I'm good to go there, which was a pain for quite some time because you're on such a high protein diet. You know, it really kind of binds you up a little bit. But thankfully, like I said, eating more vegetables now, I'm seeing those issues just float away. I'm still, you know, consuming the protein, but adding the vegetables, it's tricked my body a little bit. It's changed things up, and now I'm still losing weight. So the numbers, I'm down a total of 76 pounds now. So I'm just a few pounds away from having a BMI lower than 50, which is 10 BMI points since this started 13 weeks ago. So 76 pounds in 13 weeks, that's not too bad. I'll take it. I'll take it and be happy. That's just awesome. And I see the benefits. Like my shirts are huge. All my clothes are just so large right now. I'm probably gonna wait until I lose about 43 more pounds or so before I start getting new clothes. When I say new, I'm gonna see what I can do getting some rather cheap clothes until I get down to the maintenance phase, and I'm maintaining my weight instead of losing. So little by little, I'm gonna be seeing a wardrobe change. I'm gonna be seeing more physical changes. I'm breathing a lot better. I feel better. I'm getting around better. And the biggest change that I've noticed is I just bought a Jeep last November. And when I first bought the Jeep, my tummy was like literally touching, just barely touching the steering wheel. And I'm like, as far back as I can go. And the last couple of weeks, I've had to keep inching closer to the steering wheel because I'm so far behind it now. So right there, that in and of itself is a huge win for me. Just actually, you know, visually seeing it, just by judging, you know, where I am versus where the steering wheel is, and that, you know, that's awesome. Seeing those results physically appear right before your eyes. So, I guess the next thing I want to talk about is cheating on your diet. It's supposed to be low carb, high protein, some fiber. You know, that's the name of the game throughout. I would be lying if I said I stuck to that 100% of the time. I usually have once every 3 weeks, I do something, I indulge a little bit, and you can ask any nutritionalist, they'll tell you the same thing. Part of healthy eating, part of normal eating is having something that may not be on your diet. And for me, yesterday was the day. I really wanted some risotto. I really wanted some lasagna. You know, I really wanted something that was calorie dense and carb dense. So I said, you know what? This will be my cheat day, and then I'll not have another one for 3 weeks. And you've got to be well disciplined here. Otherwise, danger, okay? You don't want to fall into that, okay, I'm still losing weight. It doesn't matter. I'm only having 4 or 5, maybe 6 forks full of whatever goodness that you choose. You know, it's, from my perspective, it's okay. Just know that the results are going to slow a bit. So keep that in mind. Don't go overboard. Don't make it an everyday thing. Be well disciplined. Treat yourself. Reward yourself. You know, you've put your body through so much with surgery. You're constantly going at it. And if you feel the need to not do it, fine, that's great. But if you feel like it's been several weeks and you haven't treated yourself, go ahead, have a little bit, everything in moderation. But after the surgery, everything has to be in moderation. Wink, wink. So for me, I ended up not getting the risotto. I ended up getting the lasagna, and literally 4 bites in, it was mostly cheese. I decided I'm done. I felt full. I was done. I could not eat another bite after 4 forkfuls. Whereas before, I would have knocked out with 2 entrees. So that in of itself is a huge, huge win. I got something I like. I treated myself, celebrated. Yes, it may slow my results for a day or two. There's quite a few carbs in the pasta. I'm expecting that. Mentally, I made a mental note. Hey, this is going to slow things down a little bit. If you're impatient and you don't want to, then don't. But again, if if it helps you to, I guess, feel normal, then, again, in moderation, every few weeks, I don't think it's going to hurt. Like I said, I weighed the same yesterday as I weighed this morning, so therefore I know it slowed things down a little bit, but now today I was completely back on it. I threw the rest of the lasagna away so I wouldn't be tempted, and that was that. I had four bites of lasagna and I was done. And honestly, at this point, I feel really good. I feel really, really, really good. You got to treat yourself. Remember that. And I know they're going to say you can't treat yourself with food. That's how you got there in the first place. Again, mind over matter, willpower, discipline. Okay? So for me, it's been, very, very disciplined. All right, so some new discoveries. So last week, I decided to try the relatively new to me protein bowls at Subway. I ended up getting the spicy Italian, mainly because I love that as a sandwich, and I'm like, let's try it as it's a glorified salad, but you know what I mean. It's it's called a protein bowl, but it's really just a salad. And I found out my body doesn't like spicy. Found out the hard way, but that's why they say be very cautious when you're trying new food, because you may have a reaction to it that's not good. And for me, I realized spicy food and we do not get along. No longer is it a thing, at least for now. We'll see how it evolves, how it progresses, over time. But right now, spicy food's out. So no buffalo wings, no spicy Italian, no jambalaya, no Cajun food. So no Indian food. So I'm being very strict on that. It was not a happy time for me. A lot of stomach cramps. Like shortly after, like literally within 15 minutes of eating the spicy Italian protein bowl, I started feeling pain in my stomach where it's like, no. I didn't throw up. I didn't have any issues like that. But my stomach just didn't care for it. And it left me feeling kind of all day. So just be very cautious again when trying new things. I'm handling pork and beef very well. Again, all in moderation, and that's mostly just like a once a week type thing where I try those proteins. Otherwise, it's strictly fish and chicken because that's more lean and better for you. Let's see, what else to talk about? I mean, everything's going great. My incisions are healed. The scars still remain, and they're going to remain, unfortunately, for some time, but if not forever. But hey, you know what? Those are battle scars. We're fighting a war here. We're fighting obesity and trying to extend our lives. We want to live longer. That's why we're doing this. We want to feel better. That's why we're doing this. This is a war. And, you've got to fight the battles, and that's just, some battle scars, if you will. So, again, if you are considering the procedure, definitely talk to your doctor, talk to your surgeon, have questions, let them know. That's what they're there for. They're there to answer your questions and make sure you feel comfortable and make sure you know what's best for you. So definitely seek out that advice if you're considering it. Otherwise, I'm about to go on to midnight shifts here this week, so you guys will not be seeing me for the next 7 days at least, but I may be back for week 12. I don't know. I'm excited. Everything's going to plan. Everything is running smoothly, minus the spicy food, but that's nothing. That's nothing compared to anything that's worth comparing it to. I mean, it's not. We'll just deal with spicy later. Otherwise, I mean, that's all I have, guys. I hope you guys have a terrific Easter. Since yesterday was Palm Sunday, I know Easter's coming up this upcoming weekend. I wish you guys a great Easter. Enjoy, if you celebrate Easter, enjoy it with your family. Otherwise, I'll be at work. So on that note, I will catch you all later. Have a good one. Bye.